What is shaking, YouTube? Great end to the week. Hope you're all doing well. What's going on, Joker and Mr. Ballads? Hope everything is well. A fantastic Friday so far. Yeah, what can you say? Unbelievable. So here we are at the 99, pushing up to 100K, heading up to this potential swing failure pattern here. There you are. Look at that bad boy. 100,170 level. That's going to be pretty nasty if we hit there. Have some really good teachable moments here over the last couple of days. Well, mainly yesterday and today, but we're going to take a peek at the differences. All right. So not necessarily the differences, but there's just there's things that are very similar, but you want to treat them a little bit differently, or at least I do. You know, that's the way I go about my business. Is with an asset like Bitcoin, I can get a little bit more adventurous because stop losses don't cause me that much pain. With an asset like the NASDAQ, they cause me pain. So let's go over this. I did post a relatively benign comment earlier today about the lows, and I also said something about the highs. All right, so basically I was saying that there seems to be pretty good interest at the lows, and also interest around the Asia high, and I was basing that off of the previous days sort of a bounce and then continuation down, right? So I just want to talk quickly about understanding kind of what the price action is telling you, right? Because that's pretty much the most important thing in this game, is really getting an understanding of how these things move, right? And price action is going to be one of those biggest things, but it's also incredibly dangerous, right? So you can't trade off of price action alone unless you're a psychopath, and sometimes it'll work out really well for you. But what you want to do is use it with levels, right? So for example, yesterday's ad, okay, which I got in late, I got in right here, but it worked out really well, right? What's going on, Mr. Zulon? The moderator's in, so be careful what you say, guys. He will ban you quick. He's ruthless with that gavel. No, I'm Mr. Mikester, how you doing, buddy? Hope all is well. So with this ad here, I just want to talk about why I don't mind taking a trade here, but if this was the NASDAQ, I would never trade this, all right? And there's a very similar example here on the NASDAQ that happened today. So we'll talk about why that is, all right? So firstly, we do have a very strong level here. You've got the opening range of London, and you're inside the opening range of Asia. Okay, we're in a very decent move to the upside. There's still room to go. And it's this delivery here, all right? So when price action gets delivered into a zone of interest in a very aggressive manner, like this to me wouldn't be a huge zone of interest for the most part. I generally use these levels more for profit taking and for understanding the movement. But when this starts to happen like this and you get all of this delivery, and we were watching the shorts get trapped up in here as well, right? This is gold, all right? It's gold. And as price is ripping to the downside, you start to get these little hints of what's going on here. So it starts to wick down, and you start to see buyers step in and push up. Okay, so think about this move down here as price is leading something, all right? So you'll often hear these candles. If we look at the 5 minute, it's even more obvious here. So these are called lead candles. All right, I don't really like that word. I prefer leading. I know it's very similar, but I would prefer leading or inducement candles. All right, they're getting people real excited and emotional, and they're going to start doing the wrong thing, right? Which is exactly what happens in this last 5 minute candle here, is you get all these trapped shorts. Okay, so this can continue, right? Doesn't mean it's not going to keep going, but the signs that we start to see are very aggressive move down, and this candle doesn't really do much. You get a little bit of a pushback here, but this candle gives you a really nice reaction here. All right, so when you see this reaction, you already know that buyers are stepping in here. All right, they're stepping in, and then this next candle, an even better reaction. You get another push down and an even stronger reaction, which then ends up with a lot of buying, all right? So this is not a great signal candle on a 5 minute chart, but it is a great indicator that price is not going below here, right? They're holding this level for some reason. Now, nothing's 100%, right? It's not 100% guaranteed, but you see they're leading the horse to a dry water well, all right? They're leading the bears into catastrophe here. That's what this is. Okay, so it's an inducement or a lead, however you want to think about it. I like to call them leading candles, but you can hear them called lead candles, inducement candles, all kinds of different things, all right? Come up with your own names for stuff. It's always cooler, man. All right, never mind that. Let's get back to the 1 minute, and we'll take a peek at it. Okay, so the reason I'm not really afraid to take this, I'll explain it to you. Number one, it's a pretty minimal stop loss, right, on Bitcoin, such a massive asset. I was adding to a position, so I wasn't going to lose any money on this. Maybe take a bit of profit out of my long that I'm already in, so that's another factor. But even if I wasn't, this is a very decent setup for me. And what I really like is that you get this push up here on this first hit into that London opening range. Okay, and then you get a pretty aggressive buying candle there. And then price comes back down. You get another aggressive buying candle with an even better wick on it. And then this here is going to be called a confirmation candle, all right? But it's not an entry candle. It's just a confirmation candle that confirms that at this level, right? It's exactly what just got confirmed here. This is also a confirmation candle, but you get no candle beside it, all right? It's not reaffirmed, all right? So price comes down, wicks into it, and then you get some good buying pressure, all right? That confirms that there's buyers here. We move back into it, big push away. That again confirms that there's buyers here. And then we get the 3-bar break on a hip, on a lop, but you don't even need that. You don't have to think about that. This is pretty much a 3-bar play on its own. It's a different setup, but it all leads to the same thing where you have a lead candle. All right, here's your leading candle, your inducement candle, trapping more shorts. You get that confirmation that buyers are interested to step in here. And then this is going to be the actual entry candle, right? So I would have liked to get in a little bit earlier on that candle, really, but this would be your real entry candle, all right? So inducement, confirmation that there's people stepping into the plate here to buy, and then that's going to be the candle that you go in on. And that's exactly where I got in, but normally I would have liked to get in a little bit early on that 3-bar break there. That's where I would have been looking. Hop in right there while this candle is moving, right? Now, if this was a higher time frame, then I would not be, you know, if my stop loss was looking ridiculous, I would not be taking that, and I would wait for a pullback. Okay, but on Bitcoin, no big deal. It's a pretty tight little zone here. You see buyers are stepping in. You start to get real confirmation that they're here, and then it ranges around, rope-a-dope some more shorts, and then makes its move out of the way. All right, I hope that makes sense. And again, every time we come down, you see these big wicks pushing back up, pushing back up. And you can say the same thing for these. Okay, you've got definite selling pressure here, but there's no zone here. You're only hitting this fair value gap here. There's nothing here. You've just come back into the Asia range. It could go down lower, but it's showing you that there's big interest here. Okay, if you've got any questions, just zap them out there, guys. And then for today, it's really the same sort of thing happening here. Right, Asia opens up, you get your opening range, pushes down, and you get the same thing. There's the Vicinator. What's going on? You get the exact same thing here, right? You see price starts moving down quickly. You get a reaction candle. So this is confirmation that there's buyers stepping in, but you can't act on that yet, right? It's just showing you that there's buyers stepping in. Price pushes down, right? You get the same thing. Big push back up on that lead candle down, leading that horse to a dry well with nothing to drink. And then you get your confirmation candle here that they are stepping in. And then this is the candle that really tells you, yeah, there's lots of interest here. So you can hop in, you can wait for a pullback into the fair value gap, you can wait for the order block pullback, or you can just get aggressive and go, right? Depends on your style. But then as price retraces back into this, right, we've got the wick. Okay, every time we come down into this zone here, you just see that same thing happening over and over again. All right, all day. Even here, you don't get the big wick, but you get that push down and then massive engulfing. All right, push down, engulfing. Every time price comes and visits these lows, that's happening. Okay, London tries it. There's your confirmation candle. Sorry, that's your confirmation candle. This is your candle that says smoke it. What do I think of the news at 2:45 today? I don't know. It hasn't come out yet. What do you mean? Do I think it's going to affect it? Is that what you mean? You know, PMI is pretty big, so it should push us around a bit. Do I think it's going to come in hot? Not necessarily. I want to see how this. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Yeah, let's see how it goes. Really not. I mean, they're already projecting higher than previous, so if it does come in hot, it should be pretty nasty. All right. But again, it's not like it's going to move the market either way. The market's already decided which way it's going to go. It's just going to bring some volatility. And then it'll go. And then Trump's going to be speaking again at some time after 5:30 p.m. It looks like. But yeah, it'll definitely bring some volatility. That's what'll happen with that. Yes. Okay. Yeah, so this to me is like it's so nice to be able to watch this like that. All right, just think about it. Okay, and when I said that there seemed to be no interest as well, except for at the highs here, the Asia high. So I wouldn't be interested in doing anything until the previous day's high is broken, which it's been broken now, right? So rip through it. Again, you get the same sort of idea here. Lead candles up, and then you get some confirmation candles, and price rips to the downside, but continues holding on the same level. So this is a great place for a cheeky long here, man. You've already taken out the previous day's high. You're most likely not going to go to the previous day's low. You come towards this Asia low that's just been rock solid all through Asia, rock solid. London hasn't been able to touch it. London comes back down. Nails you get your confirmation candle, a couple little pullback candles, and then that candle right there says it's on. So again, you can hop in there, all right, or you can get your Unitrader Classic going on, fair value gap in there. Let's find our fib level. There's your 0.5, and there's your entry. Safest entry is right there. All right. Now everybody's going to be a little bit freaked out about longing this, right? But you're just looking for a day trade. You're not looking for price to go up to 120K. And it does look like this zone is very good, man. They have been holding this down. So perfect add-on here. Once again, beautiful, beautiful. And the NASDAQ is even better. Oh my God, the NASDAQ, my sweet darling NASDAQ. Thank you so much, London. So London's acting a little bit different than it did last year. It's not really giving you those fantastic setups right off the open. Last year it was uncanny. It would just really set up a fair value gap with some sort of fib level and in very good positions within the Asia range. See here, London opens up pretty much in the middle of the Asia range. All right, dumps, pumps, you got your under, you got your over, comes back down, hits that Asia low. All right, and then you get the same idea here, right? Huge reaction off that Asia low. So buyers are stepping in. There's your confirmation candle that buyers are stepping in. And then there's that push up, which would be your entry candle. Now, if this was Bitcoin, I would take that, but I can't take that on the NASDAQ because, 23 points, that's too much, or else I'm going to have to open like a tiny contract size, right? I don't want to do that. So wait to see what happens. Does it leave a fair value gap? What's going on here? Start to get your mind out of the sort of proverbial gutter, which is FOMOing or acting without patience, and just chill out and wait, right? And the exact same thing happens again, and it gives you a much safer entry here. You get a lead candle that then gives you a great reaction here. All right, another one, and then another one. And so there you are with a much better entry than this candle here. And that's it. Very straightforward stuff. But the biggest thing here is the level, right? I know Asia highs and lows aren't the strongest levels, but when London has just opened and it's just come down and swept the lows, all right, it's take a run for the lows, quick stop hunt, comes back up, retests it and starts going, you know, you've got to start thinking to yourself, W formation. So for me, that's the entry. If you want to get very cautious, wait for the break of the W apex, wait for the retest into the zone, and then take it. That's fine. Works out perfectly, right? But yeah, absolute insanity for a Friday. Free cash Fridays, as Stacy Burke says. Free cash Fridays, baby. Holy yeah. Yes, sir. So I hope that's pretty straightforward. But remember, reading price action is probably the scariest thing and the most dangerous thing that you can do really in trading. But you have to really do that with levels, right? If it's not on a level, it's worthless. Okay, absolutely worthless. And what I was hoping for really was just a push back up to Friday's close. I didn't necessarily think we were going for the previous day's high, but now that we've taken it, you know, hallelujah. Maybe come back down, test that Friday close. Who knows what New York will do? Maybe come all the way back down and sweep some of these London lows here. But it could just start to rip, man. It really could. Take a peek here at the Bitcoin. All right, I'm supposed to say join the Discord. Link is in the description. Also hit that like button. Share this with your grandmother. Something like that. So yeah, we got news coming out 15 minutes after the open. So the open will probably be pretty fun, man. Good fun half hour here. Yeah. Yeah. The other thing I would say, if you are reading price action, you're really trying to get into reading just price action. Also make sure that you're going to be on the right side of things by using the VWAP or a 20, 21 or a 50 EMA. All right, just make sure that you're kind of set up for it. All right, so let's take a quick peek at what's happening here in the wacky world. So right now, NASDAQ futures up 86 points. The ES Mini's up 5. And oh, the DAX, another good day for the DAX, 54 points. It's 100 up 98 points, 99 points, nice. And the Dixie is up. That's not good. That's not good. Now let's take a look at the degeneracy that is altcoins. Oh, ARK up 8. Big time, up 20% pretty much. Wow, that is big time. ARK coin, 8%. I got GOAT here twice. They're different. Where is this? Bybit. Spot. Nobody cares about spot. HBAR. All right. All right, those are big movers and shakers for the day. Big movers and shakers. Let's see how this goes. All right, so let's think about some levels here for Bitcoin. Obviously, we've got this 100K zone now. Don't know if we're going to hit that. This is a very nasty zone here that we're running into, right? So we've got the daily level here. Sorry, it's not a daily level. We've got a order block here on multiple fronts. Okay, we've already pushed into it, getting some pushback on that. Is PMI data important? Asked Solomon Barty. Yeah, it is. It's pretty important for and why. So it's your purchasing managers index. It's basically what businesses and industries are paying for primary input goods. So if they're paying more, then obviously the customer is going to pay more. Consumer will finally pay more, and that will be a factor in inflation. And that's all we care about really, is jobs and inflation, right? So anything that adds to inflation or the inflationary process is always important to keep an eye on, because those are the two big things, right? As long as inflation is high and the jobs market is strong, the Fed will never reduce rates. If we can get the jobs market kind of sagging and inflation down, then they will reduce rates. If we can reduce rates, the free money tap turns on again, and then all of this massive bubble that we're in will continue to bubble. So that's why it's important. It's like the pre-CPI data, you know, pretty much. It's instead of the consumer price index, it's the purchasing managers index. Purchasing manager, wait a second, production. I think I might be saying that wrong. Make sure I'm not talking out of my butt here. The purchasing managers index. Yes, sir, I'm not talking out of my butt. Excellent. Ain't doing no Ace Ventura impersonations over here. All right, so pre-market looked like it wanted to go, but starting to get that nasty look here. See what goes down. 7 minutes. Speaking of news, next week we do have some pretty big news too. Tuesday we've got consumer confidence coming out. That's not really going to mess with Bitcoin because, you know, just doesn't. Bitcoin confidence is always high for some reason. And then on Thursday, we've got the preliminary GDP and unemployment claims. All right, so that'll be a big day, Thursday. And Friday, you've got PCE price index, which will also bring a little volatility, but won't move much. And then the most important is Canadian GDP on Friday at 1:30. I'm kidding. That's not going to do anything. I believe you use EMAs. What EMAs do you use? Yeah, I use depends what's going on here. So my favorites are the like for long term, I really like the 50, the 200, and the 800. Those are my favorites for especially daily time frames, hourly time frames. If I'm down on the lower time frames, like you're never really going to hit an 800 EMA on a 1 minute chart. Doesn't usually happen. So on the lower time frames, I use the 50, the 100, and the 300. And then I also like the 9 and the 20. So if I'm scalping, I will be generally using the 9 and the 20. For entries, then I will use the 50, the 1, and the 200 for trends. So if it starts trending up, that's what I'm looking to use. Get in on those pullbacks. And then if I'm looking again out at larger time frames, yeah, I throw the 800 EMA in there. What about the 800 EMA? I want to see it on the higher time frames. Okay, so here's the 800. Bing, perfect. Not 100% perfect here, but it's a very useful EMA. Right, it doesn't have to be on the daily either. You can use it on the 4 hour. You can use it on the 1 hour. But on the 1 minute, it's relatively useless. Hey, Una and fellow traders. Hope you're doing fine. Doing good, Gabriel. How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. See there, 800. It is a fantastic higher time frame EMA that very few people look for. All right, so yeah, and again, you could use this, like if you're what we were just talking about, you could definitely use that with your EMAs if you're looking for price action trades. All right, you've got that leading down. There's a nice candle, and there's your confirmation candle. Can wait for price to come back down and test it again, get back in there, or you could just get real aggressive, hop in there. Same thing down here. You've got pretty aggressive price, but here it looks really just chilled out. But then once you start to push up aggressively, so that's not a great look for leading candles. That one's also not a great look, but it's not bad. And that's a great signal candle anyways. You get a big push down and then a big push back up. So yeah, not great examples here. Yeah, not good at all. Not good at all. But you can definitely use those price action concepts we were talking about with EMAs. And you might want to take it to like a 5-minute chart. Okay, what's some good books to learn to read price action? Ooh, are you in the Discord, Gabriel? It depends how crazy into price action you want to get, I would say. But if you're in the Discord, just at me, and I'll hook you up with some literature. But the price action kings are considered, Al Brooks is probably the price action king, I would say, but he takes it to like this whole crazy new level where he is really marking everything out like a maniac. So that's really the kind of the standard for price action is Al Brooks, but he is psychotic. So even although I love Al Brooks, I'm not going to dog Al Brooks. Jeez, that is going quick. He really does do a lot of charting, man, on price action. So he'll be on a 5-minute chart on a day, like he'll have his day open up on a 5-minute chart, and he will have so many things marked out on it that it's honestly kind of insane to just look at and just think about it. So, but I would highly recommend you do that. Give me, I tried to read Al Brooks and it was very hard. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah, Al Brooks is pretty brutal. So I'm doing a price action series as well. They'll be out pretty soon, and I'm putting together some PDFs on it so that I can give those to you as well. That'll just simplify it, but to get like really simplified stuff, it's almost impossible to find, man. That's what I would say. It's very difficult to find simple things. Yeah, it's more like Al Brooksy sort of 1,000-page Bibles on it, And like I think Al Brooks has 3 major books. What he's got one for trend, one for reversals, and I think just the first one is just price action, your guide to complete price action or something. Yeah. Lars, Sigurd, Stava, Sanve, hi Yuna. I am hey, what's shaking Lassa with another in-log. All right, so actually my real name here. Oh, all right, Lars. Are you still watching the Pepsi stock? Does it look like it showed direction? Yeah, I'm still watching Pepsi, but I am right now I'm a little more interested in this bad boy right here, Nucor. I have a problem with it is that it's trading very high, but I really want to get into this stock. Let's take a quick peek at Pepsi and then we'll get back to the open. All right, so it was right around, where did I start looking at it? Yeah, right around there that we were talking about it. No, right around there, beginning of January. And now you've got this W formation here forming on it. Okay, so I'm not 100% convinced on Pepsi yet. It's a bit on the, you know, bit tough, man. You got all these gaps. You've got all this stuff here that if they were spaced out the same, like if these were Long Islands, it'd be one thing, but it's just very, very choppy. And I'm not 100% convinced on it yet, but I do think Pepsi will be a banger soon enough. All right, soon enough. You know, earnings were horrible, which kind of freaks me out. Like everybody eats Pepsi dirtiness and drinks Pepsi dirtiness, but yeah. That's what I would say. Waiting on it still, man. Al Brooks failed as a trader for 10 years. Bro got pissed and learned everything about price action. Yeah, and I mean it's everything. And that guy, when he marks out a chart, it is ridiculous. Yeah. Yeah, it is, Lars. It really, and it freaks me out that even its earnings are down. Like it's pretty much the biggest food company in the States, man. One of. So it's kind of weird. Kind of weird, especially with all the inflation stuff. Like I don't get it. I don't get how their earnings are not good. They might need to shake up management a little bit there. All right, so NASDAQ holding on that previous day's close level. That means I will have been stopped out by now. So at least I hit 3 take profits and had my stop loss in very good profit. And Bitcoin already hit 2 take profits on this ad here. Let's see if we can hold something up here. So Bitcoin putting in its opening London range and now messing about, but this could be the end of the road here for it. This is a big level here that we're pushing into, and it has been historically very tough for us to get past this. You now got a confirmed hip break here on 30-minute chart. So that's not looking good. Not looking good. Thanks for your thoughts. Oh, yep. Yeah, no worries, Lars, man. No worries. Yeah, and it's I love what Tom Hogarth says about Al Brooks too. You know, Tom Hogarth said if you can read every Al Brooks book that there is, it's not going to make you a good trader. So it's all about, you know, take the stuff that you know, Al Brooks has so much stuff in, like, it's real simple things like range candles, for example. That's one of my favorite concepts that Al Brooks introduced me to. So again, you're looking at a potential zone, right? Price comes into that zone. You get a pullback candle, and that pullback candle forms your range. All right, so that's a price action range candle. And so you're looking to see if we can break below that. We break above it. So it's not ready yet. Then you get that pullback once again. Okay, you form your new range candle, candle closes below it. That's your confirmation that it's turning around, right? So you plop your order in and start looking for appropriate take profit places, right? Now, do I trade that just like on its own? No, right? It's got to be hitting into levels. I've got to see things that I like and that sort of stuff. I'm also generally looking for pullbacks right after the move, but that's a pretty decent signal right there. And then it happens again here. And then it happens again here. So, you know, out of 3 hits there, one of them pans out really nicely, gives you a real good trade. But if you're trading this with really good risk management, right, and you're in a level, it's pretty golden. Stuff like that. So just very simplified, like what can you take away from him that will make your trading easier, better? All right, that's what I would say. Like when it starts getting into all the channel stuff, like following all these little tiny channels, like I'm not going to do that all day because I'm not going to scalp this, right? It's not going to happen. And I'd much rather scalp horizontal levels, but he does have some absolute gold. Back in the Asia range. This could be the end for the bit. Oh. Oh, New York, London lows right there. May as well take that too. So here we go. You see now we've got, again, buyers willing to step in Asia, buyers willing to step in London, buyers willing to step in New York right now. Scalp every 1 minute candle, lol. I need some coffee. Yeah. That's he won't scalp every single candle, right? But he'll like you know, like this for example. This is stuff that they'll all like on Al Brooks. They'd be marking out channels on this stuff, right? Like they would just be all over it. Okay, so here's a tight little channel. All right. Breaks the channel. You think this is a fake out, and then you're going to put in a new extreme. All right, it might still dump, but that's the Al Brooks philosophy, right? Clear channel, 2 hits to the top, 2 hits to the bottom. You get the breakout. Generally, it's going to be a fake out. The first breakout is a fake out, right? If you have a big enough channel, you can look to trade that, right? And you're looking to take out that last high. So from here, you've got what, 203 to 211. That's a decent scalp, man. On the NASDAQ, that's a great scalp. So hit that, puts in the new extreme, take your profit, that sort of stuff, right? So I don't got time for that, man. I don't have time or patience, really. I'd rather just hit the Asia stop hunt, ride it for 120 points, take 3 profits on it, get stopped at 50 points on my last one, and that's it. My week is done, baby. Close out the week like a champ. And this Bitcoin long has also, yeah, I'll be out of that now as well. So that's it. There's that Bitcoin long I had open from 94. It is now officially closed out with 2 ads and 8 take profits on that. So brilliant week, man. Brilliant week. Thanks, Bitcoin. It's been a while since you've given me a brilliant week like this. But these guys do look like they are intent on going for at least these lows here. Okay, but good news, you know, we at least came up and hit into this zone here. Do I think that this move up is done? I don't really think so. But I don't really want to be holding this stuff over the weekend, so I'm happy to get the heck out of there. And move on to the next one. Now I may have to open another position on the NASDAQ. Wait till the open is over. See if these guys can get us something good here. This could be setting up for a dump and a pump. A lot of buying here. Okay, so let's just take a peek at this. That is a very bullish candle, man. Would you not wait for PMI? Oh yeah. I'm not gonna. I won't. PMI's out in 2 minutes, right? So I wouldn't open anything until after 3 o'clock. Nothing here. I have a rule that I don't trade the New York Open, especially on the NASDAQ. And so far this year, I've lived by it, which is not something I always do, but 2025 is the year, baby. I do not trade the New York Open. I wait for at least 3 o'clock. Even better is 4 o'clock, though. After 4 o'clock is when I really get my my timing right on New York. So yeah, PMI is out in 2 minutes. Less than that, 1 minute now. So let's see what that brings. Now I'll show you this. So this is something that I always consider, but luckily I didn't do. But this is about the only sort of setup I'll take. And this is the rule that I have, the exemption to the rule. If New York opens up and it puts in a fair value gap in the opening range, then I will look to trade that off a fib level. All right, and then if I have like the Asia high here, that's just added confluence. All right, but that's the only thing I'll trade off New York Open. It's got to give me a fair value gap, and I've got to be able to find a fib level in it. That's really it. And then it's not something that I'll hold for a terribly long time. It is generally like a quick 50 pointer, 60 pointer, and you're out of there. All right, so PMI comes in at 49.7. Way lower than projected. Oh. That's not good, man. Okay, so that's not good. All right, so that's not good. So we generally want to see it above 50. I mean, 49.7 is pretty dang close. But if it's getting low like that, then it also starts to sort of indicate that there's not much expansion happening in the economy. All right, so definitely above 50 is what you want to see. You just don't want to see it outrageously high either, but see if I can find any reasons why is that. Can't see anything right now. It's a different way here. Release. Flash, nobody cares about UK PMI. No, there's nothing up yet here. I'd like to see if there was like any sectors in particular that no, I don't see anything yet. Gonna have to get on X. Nothing yet. All right, so yeah, it's not a great look. Not a great look. Okay, 12 more minutes. And then it's time to look for a NASDAQ entry. And this actually looks pretty good from the Bitcoin right now too. That's not good. Golden pocket right at the top of the opening range. High. Ooh. Bad or good news? It's bad news for the most part, but it's not bad news for the economy. Relatively decent news for the markets. Like it ain't bad. If things are slowing down, then they're going to be forced to lower rates, right? So is it bearish for stocks and crypto? Yeah, crypto's not really going to be too affected by PMI, Solomon. They really isn't. Yeah, it's more so it's bad news for the economy, right? But the economy, bad news for the economy is generally good news for the markets. I know that's an evil thing to say, but it's very true. So yeah, you see the Dixie is dumping. There you go. What is going on here? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, but when you see a number under 50, you generally associate that with a contracting economy in general, right? And I can't find any specific data on any specific things. Oof, nasty. Bitcoin can't even get to that golden pocket. Dixie turning around here? Nope, not yet. Check out the commodities real quick. Huh, down. Everything is down. Dirty. Pretty dirty. Okay. New York has now taken the London lows on the NASDAQ. Get back into that London range once again. That is not a good look. Not a good look, my friends. But for Bitcoin, I mean, Bitcoin, you can't really complain right now, right? We got up, we did what we needed to do, came up, tested some highs, took out some previous days levels. Dump and pump. Yeah, it could be. So that's really what I'm thinking. Bitcoin's a little bit sketchier for me because it really is hitting into heavy resistance. But and the way this set up too, I'm gonna have to wait a little bit here because this could be a pump and a dump, right? And now we could be setting up for a dump and a pump. Free Cash Friday. That's a despicable dump. Swing failure pattern in 4 hour on Bitcoin, Solomon. Yeah. Yeah, it's only the previous day's high, but definitely, it's definitely there. Let's see if we can find a better order block here. But you're not an order block. You dirty bastard, you are. There you go, 1 hour order block. Wow. Say it, so say it. Inverse head, neck, and shoulder, 1 minute BTC. Yeah, bit of a tough neckline there, but I can see it. Six minutes till the open. Yeah, you didn't have to write it. I just wanted you to say it at home, so. But thank you. Perfect. Yeah. The 1 hour OB. That is very close to absolute perfection. Very close. It's perfect, not quite absolute. Mr. Majid, you missed the dump, buddy. You missed the dump. What's going on? Our Persian brother. All right, guys. Hit the likes, Majid. Hit those likes. Oh, Lord. Look, NASDAQ looking real sketchy. Bitcoin looking all right, though, I gotta say. I guess Sultan is happy for a dump. Like, is he still holding his short from 97.7? I hope not, because that's not a good place to be hoping price comes back to. Or maybe he's still DCAing into his short. Horrible ideas, but that's what he does. Yeah, I mean this looks pretty trappy right now, but at least we've punched up and put in a higher high now, higher low, sorry. Trading above Asia range, trading inside the opening range of New York. See if it can get it over going here in a pullback. I would really love to see us try and punch up to that swing failure pattern, man. Pretty close. They're only like $700 away. Yeah, the NASDAQ does not look good at all. Not good. Not good at all. Let's just, do I got my PDs open here? Nope. Okay, so just keep in mind here for the day too, right? We have taken the previous day's high. Overall, weekly, we're pretty bullish, like over the daily charts of the week, if you're playing initial balance and stuff. So we might be able to get a deeper pullback here. They're definitely setting up a little trap here. So if this breaks to the downside, I would still potentially be looking for a day trade off of the Asia low. And then if that fails, maybe down into the Friday close level. Yesterday's Asia high, something like that. Take a quick peek here on the I think Crypto Yark was mentioning the potential 80% setup here. I don't think I would be too inclined to trade that all the way down to the previous days value area low if it breaks in here, but it does. I mean, you are getting a big reaction there. Yeah, big old naked point of control here. We've got a high volume node right here. Yeah, there's a lot of support right below us for the day, right? Next week it resets everything, so see how our closing range goes. I see where right here, where we bounced off those. Hold on a second. No idea what time frame you're talking about. Can't beat that. Oh, swing failure pattern though. I see it there. Don't know what time frame you are looking at, sir. Let me just no, from New York yesterday. Something like so. Are you in any trade currently? Sorry, I joined just a minute ago. Hit the like, Michael, and I'll tell you. Currently I am not. I'm not. I was, and this pullback here stopped me out. Hit my trailing stop loss. All right. And also wasn't along here, and definitely out of this one here. Thanks for hitting that like. But yeah, so now just getting my bearings here. The Nasdaq does not look good. That looks like it could go down easily another 100 points or so. Not looking good. But again, Bitcoin, I don't think Bitcoin is going to go down that far. See there, so's calling around 97.8-ish, 97.9-ish. I mean, that's a big zone we're pushing into, right? But see how they played this trap out here, man. Hopefully they break it to the upside and just come up and hit this one more time. Maybe put in a M formation. Let's slap on our big three here. Check out where we are in relation to our 50 EMA. So there you go. The consolidation below the 50 EMA here. See if price can come up and maybe put in an M formation. And look back his old double top there. Where we are here now at that top. Or no, you're talking about this. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it looks like they're going to break it to the upside now. Or they just trapping more longs here. 1 hour, 50 EMA, says the SOS. Oh. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. That's pretty interesting. So that would be a great zone. If they can come up and take this now, retest this high. So let's check out what we got going over here. All right, we've got a 786 there. You know, if it might, yeah, that would be great if it would come up into that 886 zone. Maybe even put in a double top here, little M formation, start to break back down below the 50. I'd be all over that, and that would be a really good place to be looking to take that into the 50 EMA on the 1 hour, right around 97-ish. 97.77777. 97.7s. That would be pretty decent. Yeah. Yep. So there it goes. Trap set, trap sprung. See, now this could just keep going now, man. To come down here, set a trap, and then spring them to the top. Shorts are now going to be urinating in their trousers. And here she goes. All right, that's starting to look better for the NASDAQ here. Big old barbed wire pattern here. All right, New York above its own opening range. I got a couple more minutes in me. Then I'm going to have to go drink some coffee, start setting my sights on the snipes. No, just kidding. No snipes for me. Definitely should come back down into these EMAs here. Fill in those gaps. These guys still chilling. Pardon me. Come on, fellas. You got this. Give it the pump. Let's see if these highs will hold. See if they'll hold. Doesn't look like it. But I'd really like to see them go up and retest it. That would be spectacular. Come on now. No, they're just gonna bore me to death now. Gonna bore me to death. All right, it's 15:08. That is that's gonna be it for me. I'm gonna go make myself an espresso and then start staring at the NASDAQ to get in for a long position, hopefully. Yeah, be very careful. This could be coming in just to test this and then turn it back around in the dump. Yeah. Yeah, it looks very suspect here, but we have taken previous day's high. So if we do take this high here, this could start pushing up towards that 100,170, all right, which would be very lovely to see today, but I don't know if they're going to have the juice to do it. Got lots of time still left in the trading day, so let's see how this plays out. Again, join the Discord. I'm going to go grab myself a coffee and then I will hop in onto the Discord and we can do a live there. All right, everybody. Thank you. See you soon. Have a great weekend and see you on Sunday for the outlook of the week. All right. Thank you, Gabriel. Thank you, everybody. And yeah, stay safe, man, and be well.